here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny, and it's going to be a little cooler as we warm up in the mid to upper 70s today. Mainly clear sky tonight, upper 40s to low 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, a high mid to upper 70s. And then Wednesday, sunny skies, a high upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Smith, I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah. Matt Jones, Matt, take it to the house. The dunk.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Even one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Good morning. I'm assuming just like me, everybody right now, if you were to look out whatever window that is closest to you, as long as that window faces outside, the sun is shining very brightly today across the lovely state of Arkansas, but feels like it's shining just a little bit brighter than it would be thanks to a huge upset victory for the Arkansas Razorbacks as we welcome you into halftime on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app. Phil Elson here along with my partner Matt Jones, Christian Johnston, and Colton Little will be on the producers for these 3 hours on ESPN Arkansas. Good morning, Matt. What a weekend. What a weekend. What a Saturday. And boy, it was a day to remember in college football, and it's great that Arkansas is one of the reasons that people are talking about college football all across the country today.
Happy Monday. Oh my goodness, Phil. What a good day to have a radio show.
No kidding. No kidding. I assume I have a pretty good idea of what our overarching topic will be today. It would be Arkansas, Tennessee, no matter what. But hey, you know, if the game wouldn't have gone in the direction that I think that we liked it to go, that thing would have. There's a very good chance we would have been talking about moving on to basketball season today. That is not the case right now at all. I think everybody is very is pretty excited about the future for the football season as we are halfway through it now. And right at the bye week, you have one of the most historic victories for Arkansas football ever in the SEC. First top 5 win since the victory against LSU in 2007. and the first top 5 win at home since the game that Hogs Plus made the movie about that came out last week, the win everybody was talking about last week, the redemption win over Tennessee. Felt like, Saturday it was a little bit of redemption too, specifically for the offensive line. Did those guys play the best they've played all year potentially?
You know, you can't say enough good things because the goal of the game is to win the game, right? Like whatever happens, and the beauty of what we get to do is we get to discuss it, kind of see what we see, all the things we get to talk about it. So it's pretty cool. The thing is, you're supposed to win. You play the game to win the game, and that's what we were able to do. And you're just elated for the guys, man. You can't help but feel like, long time coming, all the cliche stuff, but man, how cool was that? Still excited for him.
Take your pick as to like who to feel really good for. Everybody up front on the offensive line that had been so maligned for the week before and really for the first 5 weeks of the season. The backup quarterback, Malachi Singleton, who has the opportunity, and that was a word we threw around a lot last week, the idea of it being an opportunity on a national TV audience in front of a sold-out crowd against a team that had been playing potentially the best football in the country. Malachi Singleton took that opportunity and ran with it in the fourth quarter.
Literally.
Braylon Russell. How about Braylon Russell? Talk about an opportunity. How about Matthew Shipley, your backup kicker? How about all of the guys that really we wouldn't have expected to see even play in the fourth quarter that came up with huge plays?
Backup running back, backup quarterback. Yeah, all we heard all week was that Tennessee was the team with depth, and we had our guys. Broden made a catch. I knew it was over when Broden made a catch. I was like, yeah, we're gonna win.
I think that was the moment for a lot of people.
I was just as happy for him because the dudes were these kids out there they're trying their best, and you're pulling for the guy, and man, you were so excited for him to finally, because Phil, I know you know this as baseball, it's even more, but it only takes one, just something positive, get going, and maybe that springboards him for the rest of the year.
Well, again, that's just one player that came up and made a big play in a series of big plays for this team that I think if we were to mention one person, that it's tough to point to one person for a main reason why a team would have lost or won a football game when there's so many people that have a hand in it. Travis freaking Williams, your defensive coordinator. He's being talked about across the country now as a future head coach, something Matt's been hitting on for the last 6 or 7 or 8 months. Perfect game plan, Matt. Pulled something out that we had not seen before, something Tennessee was not really prepared for. And, boy, did it work with the personnel that they had out there as well. If I were to point to one, if I were to say one guy, if you were to put me in a corner and say choose one person why Arkansas won this football game, for me, it feels like it's the defensive plan that Travis Williams laid out.
Being in Jacksonville over those 4 years, being around Jack Del Rio, and then watching this, it's like, man, you want to play on a football. Even if you're an offensive player, Phil, you want to play on a football team that has a good defense. It's really contagious when and you have that belief, you have that feeling that your defense can get stops. That's pretty cool. You can't say enough good things about Travis Williams. You start talking about NIL, are we going to be able to pay Russell next year? Because that dude, if you're looking around, because I look at Moss, the Texas A&M's running back, that's who he is. You think of another year, 2 years, you break your arm if you try to arm tackle that dude.
Well, and all the tacklers, from Danico Slaughter all the way down to Ian Jaffrard and Danny Salee, the backups that were a little bit maligned in the A&M game because they got pushed around on that game-winning drive by the Aggies. They got a chance in the fourth quarter, came up big and stopped Tennessee. How about Danico Slaughter? 8 tackles against his former team. The secondary was outstanding. I think Marquise Robinson is the real reason why Arkansas won this football game. To be able to limit that's a good set of wide receivers that Tennessee has. Brew McCoy, he was only targeted twice. They had him blanketed. Robinson's a huge reason why. And really, it's not just to point him out. It's the rest of the secondary. It's guys like Jaden Johnson. It's TJ
He's
Metcalf.
Tough. You know that number 8.
Absolutely.
You bring him up, and people are kind of hard on him, I think, a little bit, Phil. But I like him. He's tough. He gets in there, and doing the post game show or post game show, talking with Ruskin, and this is the best tackling team I remember since me and you've been doing this show.
And this was the best they've tackled this year too.
Man, they fly around. You don't get extra yards. They hit you. They're not scared. They're courageous. I mean, I don't know. You can say so much, but man, you really can't say enough good things about this defense.
And I think to kind of wrap up in this first segment, because we're going to open up the phone lines in the next segment, we're going to let you take it over for as long as you want at 877-377-6963. Only one guest today. Well, actually a couple of guests, because we'll introduce a new sponsor to the show, Dr. Charlie Liggett and River Valley Smile Center, in about an hour. Talk with Mike Irwin at 1:15. Did Sam Pittman have this team ready to play or what? For all of the talk of they don't play well for Sam at home, haven't beaten a team that will play in a bowl game in how long? For all of the criticism that has been heaped on the Arkansas head coach, and yet still the first person I brought up in terms of the coaching staff is Travis Williams. I think that's who most people are talking about if you're talking about a coach today. Sam Pittman had this team ready to go. And for all the talk that he has about trying to make the state proud about the football program, I think Sam Pittman is a real reason why you feel proud about that football team today. The last time they played at home, Matt, and heck, you could stretch it back to a series of home games last year too, and they did not look ready to go.
Ball on us at all? Like what's? Hang on just a second.
It's like the last time Arkansas beat a team at home that was inside the top 5. I think Cal was coaching the New Jersey Nets. The Nets were in New Jersey for crying out loud. They weren't even in Brooklyn yet. He hadn't even been in Kentucky yet. He had just left UMass. I think he was coaching Kerry Kittles.
That was a good squad though. Keith Van Horn, Utah Ute.
Oh, my gosh. But that's exactly – you set it up perfectly, Matt. That's exactly right. What is this, 1999?
What's going on?
Yeah. Score. By the way, I love seeing the videos and the photo. Well, I guess it's not a video. I guess there's only one photo of the field goal stanchions coming down for that win. You see the scoreboard behind it. I'm like, wait a minute. It's the same stadium? I know it is, but it really isn't the same stadium. Man. It looks like high school compared to what you're dealing with right now at Razorback Stadium. That's one of the things that kind of, wait a minute, that is the same place, right? Same field and everything.
Man, it's always good to win before your bye week. I'll tell you that. And we beat LSU, Phil. I think we'll come in the top 25. Not only will we be in the top 25, we'll be in the top 20 if we beat LSU October 9th. Let's. I mean, we got 2 weeks to get ready for it, but we'll be in the top 20 if we beat LSU.
You know, one of the nice things about this week, since there's no game on Saturday, is I don't have to ball up the box score and throw it away on Wednesdays. I don't have like a team to worry about this week. So I might actually hold on to the box score until Saturday or maybe next Wednesday. Or maybe I just won't ball it up and throw it away. Maybe I'll just keep it as a keepsake for Arkansas's biggest win in a long, long time. All right, you got set up now. Open segment coming up. Get on the horn, 877-377-6963. Arkansas 19, Tennessee 14. What did that mean to you? Halftime is right back after this.
This is halftime.
Arkansas, will you make the Final Four? In them wacky uniforms with the pigs with horns. And did I hear you say you were playing a game today? with the home crowd yelling, woo, pig suey. Hey, those pigs may be hogs, but they're kosher to me. Capiche?
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas wins the national championship!
Award-winning barbecue is always at the Links at Chaffee Crossing. Whether it's ribs, pork, brisket, or chicken, they can satisfy any appetite. Enjoy daily food and drink specials while you watch the games on one of several TVs. The Links at Chaffee Crossing is here and always ready to serve you the best barbecue in the River Valley. The Links at Chaffee Crossing next to Deer Trails Golf Course. Come see us.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I want to talk about their pizza today. The Goob Special with extra pepperoni and rib rub on top. The Parm Special with double mushroom and jalapenos. Don't forget about the bacon cheeseburger and everyone's favorite, the old trash can. Swing on by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Or give them a call at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Yeah.
Great.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Already got some really good smack talk for Brian on the text line right now at 877-377-6963. I guess everybody's kind of like waited with bated breath to see if he'll call. JT says there's no if Arkansas beats LSU, Matt. It's a when. And he's thrown in Mississippi State and Ole Miss as well. So
I don't know if you've seen this Razorback team, but you know what's not aging well is that Oklahoma State loss.
No kidding.
So let's just chill out. Let's be thankful for this game, and let's don't start believing our press clippings, because if we do, LSU would beat us by 30. So let's just chill out.
On a bye week, are you allowed to like celebrate a win for an extra 24 hours? Are you allowed to believe one press clipping in a bye week, just one, and then just kind of put it away on a Tuesday?
You know what's scary, and I don't want to be the Debbie Downer guy. It's just not my style. But I wrote this down in my notes whenever I saw 10 go down. Whenever he got hit, I said he won't play again this year. Is he going to be fine? Is he going to be healthy for the LSU game?
Man, that is the number one question.
Because no, if he's not healthy, I'm not celebrating anything because we're in trouble. You need 10 to let's go.
I thought he played his best game as a Razorback. I thought he was outstanding. Outstanding. Now, Malachi Singleton deserves a ton of credit for playing under poise. Absolute. But I thought Taylor Green played his best game of the year. Matt, isn't it interesting that kind of went along with the best pass protection he's had this year, too? These things can work together, right?
I noticed a couple quick passes. He was getting it out, his first get the defense, that they don't like that. You throw that ball, quick completion, they get tired of rushing, but you can't say enough good things about Taylor Green and his athletic ability and the way he went about it. And I know the running game might not have been like, just something electrifying. I was so glad we didn't abandon the run. I was like just thinking Coach Petrino, every time he ran the ball late, you're just like, yes, there we go.
I think teams were running for 55 yards a game against Tennessee. So much of it is they were playing from behind. Hogs ran for 158 before sacks. It's pretty good. They ran it effectively for the most part against a team that you can't run it effectively against.
115 yards in the first quarter. You hate to see you have 11-play drive and then your right guard false starts, at the 1 yard line. And then he comes back and Taylor Green short arms a throw that's a walk-in. So there's things to build on, go forward, but we're just nitpicking because the object of the game is to win it, and that's what this team went out and did.
Here's Keith in Fort Smith. Keith, how you doing? Good morning.
Pig say, guys, I'm doing great. It's good to be on with Don Slins, a.k.a. Mr. Tall Drink of Water, and Uncle Phil. Guys,
hold on a moment here, Keith. I appreciate the Uncle Phil. Are you older than me? Let's throw out ages here for a moment because I'm not sure I can be an uncle. We could be cousins, potentially. I'm 47.
Well, you know how things go, man. My family tree's a little bit, got a lot of branches, we'll say. How about that?
You got more roots than branches. Okay, that's fine.
There you go. All right. Let me get to the bottom of this, guys. First off, I've been a number one opponent of Sam. I'm going to give him a huge congrats, guys. Had him ready to go, supported his team. They didn't have the big eyes. They were locked in, ready to go. Doesn't get better than that. Bobby Petrino, great called game, just like Matt was saying. I wrote in my notes as well, Matt.
There we
didn't
go.
abandon the run. Y'all hear me?
Loud and clear. I'm just impressed that you're taking notes, Keith.
I've been spelling NOTS my whole life. I put an E on them this last week. That's how good I'm doing. Didn't abandon the run. I wrote that down. We didn't, and I've got something to say about that. But first, let me get to definitely want to congratulate Travis Williams. That guy right there deserves the award of awards. We tackled. We played physical. They were cutting us low. They were chop blocking us all night, doing all that kind of nasty stuff they were doing. They weren't ready to play. They were trying to do all those low hits on our offensive players, our quarterback. He had them ready to go, and we did not make a dumb foul and do all that stupid stuff we used to be doing. We played really solid, sound football. Okay, let me get to this stuff. Braylon Russell, all right, is an absolute playmaker. 7.8 on the ground, boys. 8 carries. Many of those carries, if not all of them, were with Malachi in there. All right, so this kid is phenomenal. I love seeing Sam on ABC. The Hogs on the number one channel, one of those channels you used to not have to pay for back in the day, had an antenna like I did, show the state and the country that we can play football in this state. All right, and he's an Arkansas boy. It doesn't get better than that. Okay. The other thing I want to say is this: we stayed committed to the run. We played very well. I think this is going to be good for us, obviously, in recruiting, because recruiting those kids that didn't pick us last cycle got to see Braylon Russell go out there. And Lord knows he had a great night and showing out for the Hogs. I'm just telling you guys, I got to give it up because we did a great job. I'm like Matt is. I don't want to lose sight because we are Hog fans. We know 2 steps forward, 3 steps back at times. 10 can go. 10 goes with as the offense goes. 10 goes. So my prayers are with him. But what a night to be a Hog fan! What a night to get out there and showcase what we can do. Extremely well coached, and the most humbled person in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Washington County, number 1 was Josh Heupel. Them boys came up here and did not think that a night game in Fayette-Nam was going to push them to the brink, and brother, it did. And they left to the sound of however many thousands, tens of thousands, singing Rocky Top on that field. If that don't get your blood a little bit hot and going, I don't know what else can do it, boys. That right there is good football. Proud of our team. Thank you guys for covering them. Go Hogs.
Thank you very much, Big Keith. Yeah, Keith. I know there's Big Keith too. We've got a lot of Keiths. That would have been my favorite thing, is when the fans were on the field, and I think ABC by that time had cut away, and they played Rocky Top, which we'd heard all throughout the game because the Tennessee band was really loud, really loud. They just didn't have a chance to play the song too often. So the folks who run the sound system played it instead, followed by 1999 by Prince to celebrate the last time that you had beaten a top 5 team inside Razorback Stadium. I thought that was really impressive. Let's go to Jawan in Fayetteville, 877-377-6963. Jawan, what's up?
How's it going this morning, brother?
It's a good day.
Nobody scares me in the SEC. Nobody has just cemented themselves as the best team this season yet. So it's still up in the air. I'm happy for the Hogs, but let's put it behind us. Let's go win.
All right, Juwan, thanks a lot. 877-377-6963. There was a lot Juwan said there. And I think he's hit on something too. And you look at the possessions in the first half, you get to the Tennessee 1, had to settle for a field goal because there was a false start that set you back to the 6. You get to the 34, got stopped on 4th down. Got to the 20, got stopped on 4th down. A couple of those were also just like awareness plays Gums with his knee down as he makes the catch right in front of the first down marker. Those were some of those mistakes that I think if you went into halftime thinking, well, we're up 3-0, but maybe it could be 21-0 or 24-0, because of course there's the missed field goal in which Ramsey strained his groin muscle. At least that's what it looked like. Who knows what the situation with him would be? Could have been 24-0. So yeah, I mean, and I don't know where they rank right now in terms of red zone offense, but Arkansas was last in red zone efficiency coming into the game, and then struggled a little bit, at least with it in that first half. They were moving the ball too. I mean, that's the thing to take from it. But to DeJuan's point, Matt, you would have liked to see them finish some more of those drives.
Yeah, we're just nitpicking. We're just kind of saying, hey, these are things that going forward you'd like to see improvement on. But man, what do we say, man? That was from the opening kick. We get the ball first. We put Tennessee behind, and that scoring drive, I think they went up 14-3, Phil, on us, and then we had one of our best drives of the season. That was. Talk about an answer right there, and just the resiliency of this team. Can't say enough good words about them.
It was really a great finish, so could be critical about the first half potentially in terms of not finishing drives. But for a team that, man, I mean, it's come down to the fourth quarter in all your games even against UAB, against FBS competition. And they had a really strong fourth quarter against Auburn, not so much against A&M, and pretty strong fourth quarter against Tennessee, too. Heck, after the second touchdown by Tennessee, from that point on, they didn't really threaten much anymore until the final drive. And Arkansas, I thought, coming right back and scoring a touchdown on the next drive was really, really big. All right, we got more callers coming up here. Let's take a quick break on halftime. Arkansas wins 19-14 over Tennessee. And I guess one thing I'd like to ask you going into the break, is there a team right now in the SEC that scares you, that makes you think that this is the best amongst the best in this league? We're seeing parity right now, potentially like we haven't seen in the SEC in a long, long time, if ever. Halftime back right after this break.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Before you buy generic Viagra, try this hack to get 9 tablets for just $7. Prescription and shipping are free. All you need to do is go to FridayPlansRx.com and answer a few medical questions. A doctor reviews your answers and prescribes you online for free, if appropriate, 9 tablets of generic Viagra for just $7. Go to FridayPlansRx.com. Yes, that's right, 9 tablets for $7. FridayPlansRx.com. Restrictions apply. Paid for by FridayPlansRx.com.
Hey, football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense are ready to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. That's U.S. promotional offer. Not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BET-ON. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adventure Dave will be attempting his greatest stunt yet. He will jump over 100 boats, ATVs, cars, and trucks, all at Adventure Oklahoma in Roland, brought to you by Auto Finders. Here he comes now. Adventure Dave, why did you choose Adventure Oklahoma for this stunt?
Well, Tom, Adventure Oklahoma is your one-stop shop for adventure. Plus, no one else would let me jump over their boats and ATVs.
Adventure Oklahoma by Auto Finders has it all. Brand new, used, that's right. CF Moto, Arctic Cat, and Segway side-by-sides and ATVs, all with a free 5-year warranty. Only offered by Adventure Oklahoma. Plus, G3 boats, Suncatcher pontoons, and Falcon Bass boats, with delivery up to 100 miles away. The lowest priced pre-owned vehicles in the area, with 90 days to your first payment.
That's right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with Destiny.
Yes, and what a jump it will be.
No, the jump is tomorrow. This is Destiny.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Colin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
She plays the same old songs and she believes the things that they say. The ladies like to prance around the front dance all night through. And she just sits and listens to the jukebox track. She wants to do.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I know everybody wants to have an update on Taylen Green's knee injury, but I don't think you're going to get one today or probably anytime soon. There is no media availability for Sam Pittman today. I don't think they're doing any availabilities this week other than the weekly teleconference for Coach Pittman Wednesday morning. There's no coaches show this week. When they said the team is off, I think they meant the team is really off. So I get that certainly is the top question I think we'd have after the game would be the availability of Taylen Green because, hey, I like Singleton. I think there's a future with him as a quarterback for this program, but I think that's a little more in the future. And this right now, it's been Taylen Green's team from the very start. And as good as he played against Tennessee, I think they need him. They need him healthy, too. That's the thing. Not a hobbled Taylen Green is a different Taylen Green.
Man, our depth really shine through. You think backup field goal kicker making a field goal, backup quarterback, and I don't think I know you get it, Phil, but I don't think people understand how hard that is, like how tremendous of a job the backup quarterback came in and was able to do because – that wasn't easy. Just thrown right into the fire and a couple snaps that kind of could have, he made plays. He was an athlete. He was composed. I know we're giving a lot of attaboys. Got to give the backup quarterback a big one.
Because that's legitimate. That's the immediacy of being a pinch hitter when you got 5 seconds to get yourself ready. Like Matthew Shipley, the backup kicker, you knew Ramsey was hurt, so it was just the next time you needed a place kicker, you had time to mentally prepare yourself. When when it comes to the rotations on the defensive line or anything like that, I mean, guys know they're going to go in and out of the game. This was different. You're right. That's 5 seconds. Get yourself mentally prepared. Go in. And nobody even expected you to play.
And I thought he got better too. It's kind of expected, but I think each time he went back out there, he get a little more comfortable, a little more confident. Coach hit him on that swing pass, I thought, early on one of those drives that was big. And just, you're giving him something where he doesn't have to think. He's just reacting. We ran, I don't know, I think it was almost like we ran the same play 3 times in a row there's just a different option off of it, but that's kind of what you expect, and he handled it well.
Here's William in Lafayette. William, thanks for calling halftime today. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Great. Sun's brighter today.
Go Hogs, first off, right? And then I do want to talk about number 10, Mr. Green. I think he did phenomenal in the game Saturday, right? You look at the growth from A&M to Tennessee, and, maybe the layman's not going to recognize it, but I recognize it. Man, I think he recognized it. And he really did step up, show a lot of growth and maturity. I hate that he got that injury, right, because we're going into a bye week. And I would love to see how he would come out of this 2 weeks of prep with just some more growth. I had a coach tell me a long time ago he wanted his quarterback to be the perfect combination of Superman and Peter Pan, right? Superman being if it's 4th and 2, he's going to carry 11 defenders on his back to get that 3 yards, to get that first down. And Peter Pan, right, if it's the 4th quarter and you're down 6, you got to go 80. He's going to make them Moss boys believe they can fly, and he's going to take them down there, right? I think we got it. We just got to trust the process, right? Same coach told me one time, you can't take 9 women and get a baby in a month. It takes 9 months. Trust the process. The baby's coming. Go Hogs. And let's get behind these boys. Let's get this thing wrapped up for the rest of the year. Thank y'all.
Thanks very much, William. Appreciate your call. 877-377-6963. Christian, you might want to search for a song by Blondie anytime soon because Eduardo is here. Eduardo the Sherpa has given us a call here. And earlier this morning, he was texting me just the various songs that he was ready to crank up. Matt, be careful. He wanted to hear Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. He wanted to hear Pour the Sugar on Me, of course. That's one of his favorites. He brought up Def Leppard. He brought up Heartache, Heartbreak, Steppenwolf, and all that. I told him I wanted to hear Blondie. So I think that's in Eduardo's mind. Good morning, Eduardo. How are you today?
Man, you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm walking on the sun. So I went to Smash Mouth this morning. I'm walking on the sun. Shine on me. Just let the rays shine on our fan base, shine on our football program, and the whole nation, and the good people of this state. You know what took place Saturday? Woo! Listen here. I said this, I'm reminded every hog has this walk in the sun. And you know what happened Saturday night in the hometown? Woo! He had a big show Saturday night. And let me say this. Woo! I want to give this fan base, Eddie from the heart, Eddie from Clarksville, Marty down the house, gold medal award, and that's exactly what they did. And you know what I mentioned last week, a song. I'm going to mention Blondie. How about this one for you, Phil? One way or another, we're going to get you, baby. And we got the balls Saturday night in Hoptown.
Eduardo, here's the thing that I remember you saying last week, too. Some of our listeners will remember this. I think you offered, since Matt and I were at a food show last week, the Tankersley Food Show Wednesday in Fort Smith, that you would eat raw liver if Arkansas beat Tennessee. And I'm looking up some recipes here for you. There are benefits of eating raw liver. I mean, you'll get a lot of vitamin A, vitamin B12, iron, protein. These are things you need in your life. We've got a whole list of things you need to make sure you do to safely eat raw liver. I don't want you to do anything that's too dangerous. It is a controversial food choice, according to recipes.net. I think anybody listening would agree. But, you know, when you say these things, you got to follow through sometimes. What's your plan?
Well, you know, I'm going back with Dances with Wolves. You know, when Kevin Costner was out there and they shot that buffalo, what did they do? They ripped that chest open, and then he got the heart out. And then he...
Tatonka.
That's right, the Hawker, baby. And I'll tell you what, I'm eating the heart and liver today, baby. Let me say this. I'm so proud for Coach Pittman. Like I said, the whole state, the team should be all proud. Because you know what? What tenacity our whole team showed. Take up the BC boys. Fight for your right, baby. And that's what they did. And you know what they did more than anything? Let me say this. We sold real estate in the whole town to recruits. Well, come back, you son, baby. You just see the greatest fan base in the country on display. Get the boys, baby. Just the whistle's blowing, and we're not done yet.
Eduardo, that's good stuff today. Be very safe. I've got a list of things to do to safely eat raw liver for you. I will say these things right now so that you're listening. Just make sure you choose 1, high-quality fresh liver, 2, freeze the liver, 3, practice good hygiene, which I think for some folks means don't eat raw liver, consume it fresh, and start with small portions. But since this is probably not the first time you've ever done this before, I think you can just shove the whole thing in your mouth. Does it sound appetizing?
It's better than the kale diaries, you know. See the kale, buy the kale, put the kale in the refrigerator for 2 weeks, throw the kale in the trash. So
Pretty much.
It's better than that.
I don't know if it'd be one of those foods that's like you go into the grocery store and look for it to make you feel good about yourself, but it does get thrown out at the same time as the stuff that usually make you feel good about yourself.
Take the liver, put it on a hook, catch a catfish. Then
bingo. Now you're talking about something you'll actually
That's a
eat.
bingo.
Just not raw. Just not raw. For anybody out there who eat raw catfish, sushi. I've been to a lot of sushi restaurants. Never seen catfish on the menu. It's not meant for that. No, sir, it is definitely not meant for that. Yeah, BE thinks he should have some farve beans and a nice Chianti too. That's right. Guess they sell good fried liver at the King's. Where do we get here? At the King's River Store on Highway 412 between Huntsville and Alpena. I've been on that road. I've been between Huntsville and Alpena on 412. Heck, I may be there Friday for some. I know we're going to be in Harrison Friday at Baxter Health. So maybe I'll find some good fried livers. I'm not eating raw liver. You cook the stuff, I might actually eat it.
I'll watch you eat it. Christian can't watch or he has to pay $100.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, Brandon said, yeah, this is exactly. Eddie wasn't going to bring it up. I had to bring it up with him. 4 or 5 people asked about this, about his raw liver. Exactly. Yeah, we won't get any updates on the Taylon Green injury. You won't get one until next week.
And usually, Phil, an injury like that, and we don't know, but you wait 48 hours. You let the swelling go down before you go under and get a MRI, X-ray, whatever. But yeah, man, it's a good thing he's young because Phil, if that would happen to one of us, we wouldn't probably walk again for a long time. I mean, his knee got bent back.
When I saw it, and I didn't see it live because I was following the flat of the ball. When I saw it in the replay, I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if we're going to see him again. The fact that he even got back out there for another play the next series, I mean, first of all, it says a lot about his competitive spirit, and 2, it isn't quite as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Number 2, and we haven't even got to him yet.
Armstrong.
He's making himself a lot of money because you can't. I haven't seen yet, and I keep waiting. I keep thinking, Elko a little bit, but not really. Nobody can guard him, man. When it's 1-on-1, you know where he's going and you know what's going to happen. Man, number 2 has been lights out this year.
He made a couple of catches on the sideline on deep balls that were well covered. I mean, really well covered. And he still ends up coming up with the catch. I think when you look at Armstrong right now coming up from Division II, he's got to be one of the greatest diamonds in the rough finds in Arkansas football history.
Kind of like Dalton Connect over there in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Coming in. Nobody had him being
Or
SEC.
Schrader. Remember Schrader from Missouri last year?
Absolutely.
It's the same idea.
And speaking of not being able to be a good football team, man, Missouri got embarrassed. And you look back at Arkansas's schedule, and you look back at the games. Oklahoma State game, that loss is not aging well. No. But that Texas A&M game, you're finding out Texas A&M's going to be in the playoff. I mean, that's Texas A&M's deep. That's a real football team.
Letting UAB hang around for a while is not aging well either. But all you got to do is say, hey, look, they just beat the number 4 team in the country. So the UAB game right now, that doesn't matter very much. Oklahoma State, it does feel like that's when you let go away. And truthfully, I mean, you could make a case that right now Arkansas could be 6-0, sitting atop the SEC and maybe being in the top 5. But they're 4-2, 2-1 in the SEC. That sounds really good. And you've had a chance to win every game you played. And I think I think you're going to have a chance to win every single game you play. And I'm not saying that Arkansas will win every game they play the rest of the way, but I think they're going to have chances to. When you have a defense that is this good, you will be in every game you play.
Man, there's nothing that I like more. I mean, there's watching a defense fly around and run fit, make tackles. It just gives you confidence. It really does. You feel like you have a chance to win every game. And the number, we haven't talked about this number yet either. 0 turnovers. I mean, we were a Billy Corgan on the turnover machine, a big O 0, and that's what you needed.
877-377-6963. Stay with halftime. We'll wrap up the first hour right after this break.
This is halftime.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car
advice, reasonable price.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
It's that time of year again. The Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders Parade of Homes is right around the corner. For 2 weekends, October 4th through the 6th and October 11th through the 13th, you can tour stunning homes featuring innovative designs and cutting-edge craftsmanship from noon to 5. And don't miss this year's Showcase Home, open every day from noon to 5 for the whole parade. For the Parade of Homes map, a list of sponsors, and this year's online digital magazine with the details for each home, go to FortSmithHomebuilders.com.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel. 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
The tailgating scene on a perfect fall day in the natural state.
Calling the Hogs with 75,000 plus as the Razorbacks run through the A. And all the things you love about football game days are near. Football season tickets are now on sale for marquee matchups against LSU, Ole Miss, and longtime rival and new SEC foe, Texas.
Slant, caught, touchdown, Arkansas.
Experience game day on the Hill and secure your seat and tailgating space by visiting ArkansasRazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
If you're interested in continuing your involvement in high school athletics and want to make some extra money, what better way to do so than by becoming an official? For information on how you can give back to student athletes in Arkansas, please contact us at 501-955-2500. Again, that's 501-955-2500. The Arkansas Activities Association is looking for sports officials, and you may be the answer.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Yeah, you got you.
Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
A&M 41-10 over Mizzou. Ole Miss 27-3 over South Carolina. I would have thought Georgia beats Auburn the way that they did. Nobody would have predicted Vanderbilt to even hang with Alabama and then beat them. But I expected a really good game with the Tigers and the Aggies, Matt. And I kind of thought South Carolina might beat Ole Miss. But not only did they not beat Ole Miss, their coach says that he's the most disappointed he's ever been as a head coach in his team.
Beamer?
Shane Beamer.
Yeah. Man, yeah, things are not going the way they want them in South Carolina. I kind of keep up with them, Dow being their OC, and you kind of, man, they had LSU beat, and it's you can go both ways as a team, and they let one slip away early in the season. They just haven't seemed to figure it out, I guess.
Remember, Rocket had two huge games against Ole Miss as a freshman and a sophomore. Was held, I think it was 8 yards last year against Ole Miss, and then 29 yards on 8 carries this time around, and a 27-3 win. How about A&M? How about the Aggies? Outside of Texas, I mean, they play right now. Texas A&M is playing the best football in the SEC.
Is it going to be weird when Texas A&M plays Texas for the SEC championship this year?
Can we not speak that into existence?
Man,
we don't need. You'll get a game. You'll get that game at the end of the regular season. Just once will be enough. But you're right. I mean, it's just looking at what's left for the Aggies. I would not be surprised now if they finish 11-1. Truthfully, Mississippi State, LSU, Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, and then Texas.
They could play back to back, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, what's the SEC doing?
Their toughest assignment yet is LSU. Like, I mean, maybe you feel you get a sense of what you can expect out of Mississippi State. That's just not a very good team right now. At South Carolina, they've shown to be beatable at home. Yeah, I think A&M very well may win their next 5 games, and then the Texas game very well could decide the SEC 1 and 2 slots. But then again, by then, Texas will have played Arkansas, Matt, and who knows? There's something about the way this team plays at home against the power T, whether it's a T from Tennessee or we'll find out in about a month, or a little more than a month, power T from Texas. We're into hour number 2 of halftime in a moment. Get with us, 877-377-6963. Halftime is right back.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we are live at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District. Jose, but what we got whipping up today, man?
Man, today's special. We have the French toast turkey melt, kind of a special sandwich. It really didn't put us on the map, but it did put a star by our name.
Daily specials every day at the award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop. And if you don't believe me, ask Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. I'm buying them at the Bakery District today.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crick Hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crick Hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crick Hopper.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. And stop by any of the 6 Jam Mart locations in the area. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny, and it's going to be a little cooler as we warm up in the mid to upper 70s today. Mainly clear sky tonight, upper 40s to low 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, a high mid to upper 70s. And then Wednesday, sunny skies, a high upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. If I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That's even one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Halftime rolling along 1 minute after the top of the hour on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. I'm Phil Elson. Matt Jones, my partner, Christian Johnston, is producing. We'll be speaking with Mike Irwin about an hour and 15 minutes. 3 Up, 3 Down is coming up in a little bit. And let's get a look. We got our announcements of the SEC Football Players of the Week. Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt, is the Offensive Player of the Week. Sunnerine Perkins from Ole Miss is the Defensive Player of the Week. Brock Taylor from Vanderbilt, their field goal kicker. Special teams player. They have a co-special teams player of the week. Texas A&M's punter Tyler White. There is a co-offensive lineman of the week. Gunnar Hansen from Vandy. Fernando Carmona, left tackle from Arkansas. And co-defensive lineman of the week, Walter Nolan, Ole Miss. Miles Capers, Vanderbilt. Malachi Singleton is the freshman of the week in the SEC for scoring the game-winning touchdown with a minute 17 to go.
Well,
And I think more than anything, I mean, you could point to stats and all that. It's just, I think, showing a lot of poise.
Absolutely. I wanted to get your thoughts, Phil, on what was your thought with a minute 11, minute 17, whatever was left there on the clock? Did you like the fact that Tennessee let them score? I mean, let us score. Sorry.
I've been thinking about this.
Like, what would you wanted to do if it was the other way around?
I understand the strategy that goes into letting your opponent score in that moment, because you're thinking, well, we can only get the ball back. We've got 2 timeouts. We've got more than a minute. This is something we've practiced. This is something we've prepped the team for. We can do this. On the other hand, and we hadn't seen Arkansas make a ton of mistakes in the second half offensively. But with the struggles that Arkansas has had to finish drives in the game against Tennessee and against A&M, with the idea that they were on a second-string kicker, I don't know if maybe, and it's probably just hindsight more than anything, Matt, because, again, I understand Heupel's decision here. I thought maybe you could have defended a little bit, and there's a good chance Arkansas maybe misses the field goal at the end. But I understand what it is that they're doing.
Yeah, I think there was 6 minutes left or so, and Tennessee had the ball, and they threw the ball, and you were kind of wondering why they did that. It almost looked, and hey, you got to give credit to Arkansas for sure, but it almost looked like that it happened so fast. They had a bye week, and they just kind of weren't ready. Like, it just, everything happened so fast, and then they made that little run in the third quarter, but that was really it. Like, Tennessee never got out of second gear, and it was because T. Will's defense was confusing the quarterback. So, like, he giving him different he never looked comfortable. I know this is something, Clay Henry brings up a lot, but the other quarterback he didn't look comfortable, I don't think, all day.
What did you think about the way that they aligned the defense? Because, for one, you see 3 down linemen for most of the game, 2 linebackers, and then you had your 6 defensive backs, and in the first half you had your nickel back coming up to the line of scrimmage and kind of setting the edge against the run. But in the second half, I don't think they really knew. Tennessee really didn't know where the pressure would come from or where the help against the run would come from. And then sometimes they would just sell out. And they got to Nico when they did it too.
And one thing you'd say with a young quarterback, and I love the fact that, he was T. Will's changing it up and everything, and then towards the end of the game, he's rushing 3, dropping 8. That quarterback did not like that. He wants a man. He wants a clear picture. He wants to know where he's going with the ball. Like, he wants, by the time he's his hitch, his third step, and his drop back, that quarterback wants to know. He doesn't like sitting back there saying, "Uh-oh, I got." You could just kind of see it. I thought the defensive plan was a masterpiece.
That's what it felt like the week before against A&M, where they had Green confused as to where the pressure was coming from, and the offensive line too. There's just so many missed assignments. Fast forward a week, and it felt like it was the other way around. It was the Arkansas defense that was confusing the quarterback and the offensive line for the top scoring team in the country. Here's Charlie, man, are you all right? Did you call it all last week? I mean, we were waiting by the phone here for you for 3 hours, Monday through Friday. You never called. It's like we were very worried about you. I know you weren't feeling well. I understand what's happened, but you're back now, and man, don't make us wait 4 days again, okay?
Well, hey, Phil, here's the way I look at it. The Hogs won, right? So maybe I got to make a few changes.
You better be careful, Charlie, because the last time you got asked to get put on hold, you were put on hold. If I gotta like not take a phone call from you for 2 weeks now because they won against Tennessee, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I don't either, but I better. It's Bubba. Bubba's all into the superstition stuff, so I'm always listening to him. But man, I tell you, this weekend, not just the Arkansas game, but wow, Phil, you saw my post on Facebook. like all these games, man. I mean, I'm like, wow, what a weekend of upsets. The Vanderbilt game, man, I was shocked. I mean, I had wow, I couldn't believe that one. The thing about the Arkansas game that was impressive, though, is, you know, the fact of the matter is, Matt, let's just be real. We're most of the time coming out on the other side of those kind of games. I mean, we're the team that's usually losing them. And I think the big thing was, by the way, I will say this about Taylor Green, and I know he missed a few things in the game. But, Matt, as far as ball location in this game, I thought he had one of his better games as far as his just accuracy, putting the ball where it needed to be. There were a couple of throws to Armstrong that, I mean, the DB was in good position. They were just dimes. And even that one he got hurt on, it was a dime. I mean, it couldn't have been placed any better. I thought the one to Broden that he dropped, of course, went right down hit him in the chest. So, and then the one to Satanga in the end zone. I mean, we got to make that play. But, I mean, what a win. What a way to find a way to win. And that's the thing that this team needed so much, was just to find a way to win a game that, you know, hey, to be honest with y'all, they outplayed Tennessee. I mean, the rushing yards, Phil, I know Tennessee had over 150, I think, but to me it came down to those two drives. For the most part, for them to be able to hold up, Matt, you talked about confusing the quarterback, but for them to be able to hold up in the run game the way they did when they kept 5 in the box, and at times Tennessee was bringing a 6th guy in there, and the way we were able to hold up and rally to the football and tackle and get them on the ground, that was, like, super impressive to me. I mean, I was really just impressed with – I mean, the defense won us the game, really. And, you know, have you guys – I mean, I know Sam's not talking today, right, Phil?
No, there is no presser today. I don't think he's got any media availabilities other than the SEC teleconference, which is just like 10 minutes Wednesday morning.
Okay. Well, I mean, I want to hear about – I hope Taylor's okay. I was proud of what he did. But I think Taylor really actually played well the other day. I mean, I know he missed a few things here and there, but that was one of his better games to me because he took care of the football. And there was one throw that he threw to Satanga where he actually threw it on his back shoulder to keep him from getting hit, which a few weeks ago he might have let him right into that guy. So I think he's improving, and I think everybody played better, and they played better in the middle of that offensive line. And what a drive by Braylon Russell on that last drive. Man, that was just great to see. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. It's good to know Charlie's healthy.
I was worried about him.
I was too.
Worried about Charlie.
You just kind of like, book something every day about 12:03, 12:04. You just get used to it. I mean, honestly, I was a little sick of the extra 3 minutes of show I had to talk.
Exactly. He is. His progression, we've talked about this. Each week, each game, we're seeing the maturation process. We're seeing him grow. We're seeing him become a better quarterback each week a little bit. And like I thought last week was, and Landon Jackson played his butt off as well. He's kind of, you're trying to find, it's like Armstrong. You're like, every week I can count on Landon Jackson and I can count on Armstrong. Last week I thought that was Landon Jackson's best game. I thought this was Taylor Green's best game as a Razorback.
He was on schedule with his throws. It didn't. Now there were a couple open guys he didn't find. I think that's a progression of playing the position. But what was he? 19 for 27 throwing the ball.
But he
I think if you count a couple of drops that were in there, I think he was on target with about like 23 of his 27 throws.
And really on that read option play, he only missed like 3 reads. That's a tough read. You're going to miss some. He can make, but he missed a couple of those. Like those are a couple you'd want back to. That throw that he short armed, you got to make that. Kind of get that up. Let your receiver walk into the end zone. So there were definitely things to work on. But man, just his composure, the way he was a leader, man, I really did. I thought, and it's because Tennessee's gonna put pressure on you. It's not like you're doing a scrimmage drill. I mean, they're gonna be tough.
5 of Arkansas's top 6 tacklers came into the portal this offseason. Heck, a couple of them came in after the spring portal season, in Larry Worth and Stephen Dix. They did such a great job at rebuilding the linebacker position out of the transfer portal. Xavier Sori came in the wintertime, but then they really filled the rest of it in the springtime, guys that didn't even practice with the team in spring ball. And they made lots of plays. I mean, Larry Worth made the first tackle of the ball game. He was all over the place, showing that speed and that size coming out of. I mean, I know that you got him listed as a safety, but I think it feels like the safeties play a hybrid position, Matt. They were so good against the run, and then they were just as good defending or covering wide receivers and didn't miss any tackles. I think if I were to point to a position that just was so good for Arkansas in this Tennessee win, it's got to be the safeties and nickelbacks.
You know, in the movie Rounders, when John Malkovich's character goes, "Pay this man his money," you know, that's what Travis Williams just did. He just got. I mean, we're talking about guys getting paid, but you got to pay that man his money. That dude, he's only gotten better since he's been. You talk about players improving and being consistent. I mean, he's only gotten better since he's been here.
What was his character's name in that movie? KGB. Can we now start referring to Travis Williams instead of T-Will as KGB?
Sounds like it was what took you so long. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Here's Big Keith in the house. Hey, Big Keith, how you doing today?
Big Keith up in the house.
In the house. That's
How's
right.
guys doing?
Good. It's good Monday.
What's up,
Thank
Matt
you.
Jones?
Yo.
Yeah. Hey guys. Did you hear him on there talking about you, Matt?
I did not.
And the fumble?
I did not. I didn't see either one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing it up and stuff, like, you know, and before I get started here on the Razorbacks, I got a question for you guys. You guys know how the group at NASA plans a big party?
No, let me hear the answer.
They plan it.
Oh God. Hey, Christian, you might just remove those 5 seconds out of the Eastside Liquor halftime podcast.
We got to save that for the off season.
All right, now Big Keith. Now we're gonna act like that didn't happen. Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
Big Keith is in the house.
Right.
Big Keith, how you doing today?
Big Keith up in the Big Keith up in the house. How you guys doing today?
Great, very good. No, we've got great senses of humor, but we're only talking football.
Yeah, I heard that, man. Is that some crazy stuff, though? I mean, what's going on? You know, I mean, just think about it. If we would have scored those last 3 or 4 times that we were real close to the end zone, I mean, think what the score would have been, you know? And what do you guys think is the reason for such a turnaround? I mean, I getting long pass plays, we didn't even do that against A&M or nothing because the line was being so bad. I mean, it's crazy, you know. And I really like how
I think the thing to admit about this, Keith, is that this is it's a good football team. You saw them play. They didn't even. I don't even think we can say they played at their best against Tennessee. You know, because there was an issue finishing drives. There were just a couple of things that lead to you not getting over the goal line when it's first and goal, or not finishing fourth and I forget how long it was when Gums has his knee down in front of the sticks. I still think that they can play better offensively. There's another gear.
Do you think it was because we were home also? You think that had a pretty good thing to do with
Well, I mean, I think the fans did have something to do with it. I mean, how many – there were a couple of times Tennessee punted where I thought they were going to go for it on 4th down and 2 or I think that a couple of those false starts, I think you can lay it on being at home. That probably doesn't happen in Neyland.
But yeah, it's crazy how we have to pay Tennessee now. Like what? We just leave the money on the dresser in the hotel room when we get done with them. Have a good one, guys.
I think they have bank transfers that work for that kind of stuff. But that's right. $250,000 goes right into I'm sure the Tennessee NIL pot. Vandy, this is Vanderbilt paying $100,000 to Alabama.
You know what would be like if I was I'd go get somebody off their team and pay them $250 and say thanks in NIL and just kind of rub it in their nose. Like if I was Tennessee, I'd kind of go through our roster, be like, who do we want for $200? Be like, thank you, he's ours now.
Yeah, that quarterback Pavia, right? Does he have another year left? They stole. Remember they quote unquote stole the Miami Ohio kicker. Who's next?
Well, you know what hurt a little bit? I know we're going to do 3 up and 3 down, but America's team in the NFL and in college lost for me. I don't know if you got to see the Syracuse Orange. But are they the Orange now or the Orange men?
They're just
still?
the orange. They're they are only a color. They didn't even put a storm at the end of it or anything like that.
I was pulling for you, the running Rebs, man. You were kind of pulling for them, and then, Pittsburgh, they did everything but win that game. I mean, Dallas kept trying to give you the game, and you just couldn't. It's just kind of that's who Pittsburgh is, though. They make it tough for everybody.
Hey, later on this week, the big fall sale starts at Crabtree RV Center. Starting Thursday, goes through Sunday. Special deals on RVs and trailers, door prizes as soon as you walk in, and their knowledgeable, experienced staff on hand. They're going to answer every single question you have about the RVs and trailers on your lots. That's Crabtree RV Center, voted best of the best in Northwest Arkansas. Fall sale starts Thursday, runs through Sunday, right where I-40 and I-49 come together near the Cracker Barrel in Alma, and online at crabtreerv.com. Quick break, 3 up, 3 down from River Valley Smile Center coming up next on Halftime.
This is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
This is Halftime.
Arkansas is going to the Elite Eight for the first time since 1995.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. 5-gallon fruit trees, oak, and maple trees, only $26.97. That's a savings of $9 per tree. Get a DeWalt 20-volt max brush compact drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, carrying case, and bonus bit set for only $159 with your Ace Rewards card. Find more everyday low prices online at JagersHardware.com.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week.
with the luminous moves. Boy, let me get it. Wow. It's like right now. It's like right now.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
The SEC has announced its kickoff times for the following week, where Arkansas plays LSU. That'll be on ESPN, 6 o'clock kickoff. ABC has picked up the Georgia-Texas game for 6:30. That would be the next. That's the next game of the year, isn't it? In a series of them in the SEC this year.
Big time, man. Big time. Back-to-back night games. Wasn't that just last year or 2 years ago we were getting one night game a year?
Yeah, hey, good point. Yeah, there are actually a couple of other good. Alabama-Tennessee is the same weekend as Arkansas-LSU and Georgia against Texas. Carolina, Oklahoma, A&M, Mississippi State, Auburn, Missouri are the rest of the SEC games. And, Kentucky and Florida as well. So that's for the October 19th. SEC games. Arkansas, LSU on ESPN, 6 o'clock kickoff. All right, we got a new segment that we're going to bring in here for right now as we welcome in another new sponsor to Halftime, River Valley Smile Center and Dr. Charlie Liggett. Here is 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
3, good morning, good afternoon, good night. What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
Dr. Liggett, good afternoon, and thanks for being a part of the show. And I think you're going to even do some 3 up and 3 down as well. How are you doing today?
Man, doing great. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, yeah. I know I've met Dr. Liggett before. We went to was it the Arkansas-Mizzou basketball game from a couple of years ago? Was that the one, Matt?
Oh, that was a good time. Yeah, man. That was yeah, man. That was fun, man. Anthony Black's first game that we saw him live.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I remember that. We sat there, first level, about 25 rows back behind the goal behind the goal, and had a really nice time. So let's get into it here. I'll have my first up, then we'll have Matt. I'll do my first up and down. Matt will do his, and then Dr. Liggett can do his. My first up is that we don't have to move on to basketball season. If any fan right now has moved on to basketball season, did you watch? Did you watch Arkansas, Tennessee? I mean, it's okay. This week is a bye week. We can be a little more about basketball and a little more about baseball. The baseball team's got their fall series starting Friday. I think Cal and the team are doing their barnstorming tour in Hot Springs and Pine Bluff. But it's the middle of football season. There's 8 weeks left. There's 6 games left. I'm not ready to move on to basketball. I don't think anybody else is either. First down, South Carolina Gamecocks. I was pretty sure that they would at least cover a 9.5-point spread. They got blown the heck out. That was not a good game for South Carolina. And right now, I don't know what to expect out of them. I really don't. Look great against Kentucky. Look terrible against Kentucky, and end up looking just as bad in this game here. I don't know what to expect out of South Carolina, Matt. What do you have for your up and down?
Well, and like I said when we started doing this, every time the Hogs win, that will be my first one. Man, what an effort! What a game! Can't say enough good things about number 2, number 6, the defense. I love the way we fly around. Just great effort, big time win for the program. Just excited for everybody. The first down. Man, that Oklahoma State loss didn't age well. They got crushed again, 38-14 by West Virginia. They might be on that Coach Tomlin thing, Phil. They might have a losing record this year.
Look at that. I mean, a 3-0 start, 0-3 record in the Big 12 with losses against Utah, Kansas State, now West Virginia. Now they're going to take on BYU after an off week. Could certainly make it 4 in a row. Yeah, and just like we say, hey, Arkansas could be 6-0 and all of that. Yeah. Oklahoma State could definitely be 2-4. Dr. Liggett, what do you got? Up and down, first ones.
Okay, my first up, Arkansas baseball. We went to that fall classic on Friday, and that was a lot of fun. This team is going to be fun to watch. Number 10, Iredale from Australia. That guy's going to be a player for us. Number 33 from ECU, Root. Man, he's got a weird delivery, but he's going to be one of our top pitchers, I think. He's a lot of movement. Ryder Helfrich looked great behind the plate. We hit I think 5 or 6 bombs, stole a bunch of bases. It's going to be a fun year.
Hey, I'm up for a fun baseball year, Dr. Liggett. I'm always up for that. Good choice.
Oh, me too. My first down, the trouble the Hogs had converting on 3rd and 4th and short. We got to figure that out, man. That just stalls drives.
Do you think it was more play calling, or would you like to see us run the ball more when it's 3rd or 4th and short?
Well, we did. It seems like we did some. Maybe play calling, and I don't know. We did a lot of things good. That just wasn't one of them.
Got an interesting note on 3rd down against Tennessee. Arkansas was 3 out of 6 on 3rd and short, that being 3rd and 1 or 4, anywhere from 1 to 4 yards to go. Tennessee, before this last game, had held their opponents 0 for 22 on any 3rd down and 9 yards to go or more, 0 for 22. So that 15, what was the completion to Jaquindon Jackson up the right sideline from the half-yard line? That's the first time that Tennessee had allowed a 3rd and long conversion all year long.
Wow, that was huge, too.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you had to play field position at times. They played field position very well. My second up, I get to go to my Pittsburgh teams for this. The Pitt Panthers, the team I grew up rooting for, the team that introduced me to college football, is 5-0 and is now ranked again. They are 5-0 for the first time since 1991. When I would go to games back in 91. That was at Old Pitt Stadium. That's when they played in the freaking Big East, for crying out loud. I love seeing Pitt play good football. They're ranked 22nd in the country. They got Cal coming up. Who would have thought Pitt and Cal would be a really good game? But it's going to be a good game. Second down is my Steelers. I really couldn't even stay up to be able to watch the whole game because it was delayed, an hour and a half because of a thunderstorm, and then they go out and lay a total egg against the Cowboys and let them run on you too. It's that's the one thing that the Cowboys can't do. You can't be losing to the Cowboys on national the big featured games Monday night or Sunday night. Come on here. My daughter was watching. We got better things to do than lose to the Cowboys. Matt, what do you got?
Got to do better. My second up is the running back from Boise State. I've brought him up a couple different times.
Ashton Jeanty.
Dude, the dude is a beast. 13 rushes, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, how efficient is that? Absolute beast mode. And then you're talking about a team laying an egg. The Missouri Tigers.
Tigers don't even lay eggs.
Golly, that was bad. I mean, A&M, that's they're getting better. You know how you see teams improve as the season goes on? I think A&M, they're one of those teams that keeps getting better week after week.
So your boy Ashton Jeanty from Boise State leads the nation, averaging 206 yards per game. Second in the country is 52 yards fewer per game.
Wow.
This is pretty impressive. Dr. Liggett, what's your second up and down?
Okay, my second up, T-Will, or as he goes by now, KGB.
There we go.
The game plan that he put together, man, that was fun to watch. He switching from 3-man front to a 4-man front. That was the most electric Razorback game that I've personally been to. I wasn't there for Wingo. I wasn't there for Texas in 21. But, man, that was awesome to watch.
Very good. You got a second down?
Yeah, my second down was just all the big losses, Tennessee, Missouri, Bama, all of them going down the same weekend. That's tough for the top 10.
And you had, I think Michigan got beat.
USC?
USC got beat as well.
And Miami was that close.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I thought they were. Yeah.
All right, I got a third up here. Reese Davis. So, David, first of all, I saw Herb Street up at the TV booth. The guy's got the most energy, I think, of any human being on earth. To be able to do game day in Berkeley, then fly across the country and call that game and call it as well as he did. is something else. But Reese Davis hosted Game Day, which I thought was a fantastic show. It was a lot of fun at Berkeley. They really did a great job with it. The signs are entertaining. And then later on, and keep in mind, like, they had a night football game at Cal, a night football game. And I think, what time would Game Day have started there? 6 in the morning? I think it was 6 in the morning, and he hosted that. Dave Fleming was supposed to call the game for ESPN, but he had to ask out because of a family issue. Reese Davis called the Cal-Miami game like 15 hours after he had hosted Game Day. That was after the Arkansas game was finished. So Herb Street by that point and Ben are on the flight home sleeping. Davis, who had no voice left by that point, because I watched the second half of that game, he had no voice left, but still did a great job calling it. Pro's pro, Reese Davis. Third down, goalposts in Nashville. And then in the river. Did you see them? At first I saw the photo. I thought, oh, they're carrying the goalpost by campus. No, they took it all the way down Broadway to downtown Nashville. That's like 4 miles away from campus. They walked the goalposts to downtown Nashville and then threw them in the Cumberland.
And then why throw the river? I don't get that.
Best bachelorette party ever.
No kidding. Dr. Liggett went Matt, you're next. Third up, third down.
Let's go. I'm going to go soccer edition here. My first up, Brighton and Hova Ballion. They were down 2-0. Your boy Jimmy Madison scores one, does his bullseye, throwing a dart celebration. And then it's like they left. They got on the bus, thought the game was over. Come back to win 3-2. Just epic. It was fun. And then it's kind of like a good down, but it is the third down. This is Man United's worst ever start to a season in top flight English football. Love seeing when the Red Devils just aren't really that good.
Can hear it in your voice there, Matt. That's lovely.
Them in Arsenal, it's like you just don't. Those teams, Chelsea too. You're like this. Y'all, you guys don't win.
Dr. Liggett, take us home.
Okay. My third up is the Dolphins won. They beat New England with third string quarterback. Achane gets hurt, and Mostert comes in. He's like 75 years old, and pulled in the victory. So that's my third up, and my third down.
Don't ever count out Tyler Huntley, man.
Hey, he played just well enough to win that game.
That's all they need from. That is all they need from him.
Yep. My third down. They got to get rid of the rule for having to pay money for storming the field.
It doesn't work. That's more than any reason.
Right.
It doesn't
it's
work.
not a deterrent.
No, I don't think it's a deterrent at all. And it makes sense to rush the field when you beat the number 4 team in the country, and hadn't had a win like that at home since just before Clinton got out of office. Yeah. So I think that's a good call there too. But the money is obviously not going to deter anybody, because it's.
Fun is this, man? We've been buddies for a little bit, and Doc, I'm looking forward to this. This is gonna be cool.
Yep, me too.
Well, there's a reason that they've won River Valley's Best of the Best 8 years in a row. Dr. Liggett, what do you guys specialize in?
We do a little bit of everything. We do sedation, which is really big because there's not very many people around that do sedation. We do just the normal fillings, root canals, crowns, a little bit of everything. Come by and see us.
Children's dentistry, braces, dentures, gum treatment, dental implants, oral surgery. Your partners, Dr. Cole Johnson and Dr. Hannah Cabe, can also take care of all your dental needs. You can just go to rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706. Dr. Liggett, thanks for coming on. We'll do this again next week. Looking forward to it.
Hey, the pleasure's on this side of the table, guys.
Thanks, Doc.
That's River Valley Smile Center. When you get there, you become family. And now stay tuned. Halftime will be back right after this break.
Got a 911 with a quadraphonic blow pop.
Don't need a quadraphonic blow pop. What you need is a curveball.
This is halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Today, football is a game of sound. What if you couldn't hear your coach's play calls? What if you couldn't hear the referee's whistle? For deaf and hard of hearing athletes like me, these what-ifs are a reality. But with the AT&T 5G helmet, now we can see play calls just like the other teams hear them.
Connect the player, change the game. Learn more at att.com/5G helmet. Connecting changes everything. AT&T. AT&T is a proud supporter of the Gallaudet Bison. AT&T 5G helmet not for sale.
This is halftime.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV Center is having their big fall sale October 10th through the 13th. There will be special pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Let's see. Leaky faucet Tuesday. Water flooding the yard. Better put that down for the middle of the month when the bills aren't due.
Honey, what are you doing?
Planning our plumbing problems, of course.
You can't plan our plumbing problems, but you should plan our plumber.
What do you mean?
Like all important contacts, I keep Westart Plumbing in my phone. They're always there when we need them, and they don't overcharge since they know we don't plan our plumbing problems. Here, honey, here's their number.
646-5151. Thanks, babe.
Westart Plumbing. We keep you flowing.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Say that I do. start to realize how one becomes two.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Jim in Yellville called us while we were on with Dr. Liggett for 3 Up, 3 Down. He showed a lot of patience, so let's go right to Jim here. Jim, thanks for calling Halftime today. How are you?
Hey, guys, I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
This is the best. This is a great Monday. It doesn't even
telling
feel
you
like
what,
Monday, man. This feels like an extra Friday at the start of the week.
There's nothing like a Monday morning after a Hog win on a Saturday, especially when it's against the number 4 team, Tennessee. Ooh. And I got to tell you, I watched the game, and when Tennessee went up 14-3, I thought, oh, great, here we go. But it didn't take long for me to be proven wrong. I mean, the Hogs played so well. The defense was just amazing. To keep such a high-scoring team down to 14 points and 0 points in the second half, it just a complete victory. And I'm so happy for Coach Pittman. He's been under the gun, you know, in my opinion, for no good reason. But you know. I think that it's finally, as they say in the old country, I think the peanut is finally rolled in the hole. I think they finally are starting to get it. And I just think we got nothing but great football ahead of us, and I'm really excited. But just wanted to say that, and thanks for taking my call, and I love your guys' show. I listen to it every day.
Jim, I appreciate the call and the sentiments. Thanks very much. 877-377-6963. It's fun talking about reasons why you win a game instead of reasons why you lost a game.
That's it, man. Best win for Coach Pittman. I know we talked about that a little bit this season. That's his best win, man. That's best win for the team. That was it's been 20 years, man. It was just it was super cool.
So the drive that Jim had mentioned, this is after Tennessee came out gangbusters to start the second half. Go on a fairly quick drive to take the lead. That only took less than 3 minutes for them to get down the field after the second half kickoff. Hogs then go 3 and out, and then Tennessee runs it again down the field and ends up getting in for a 14-3 lead. At that point, I wouldn't have blamed you for starting to think, all right, it's a high-powered offense. They're getting going. They've had a big run. Iyama Liava has made some throws, and you're going to start to pull away. But no, they didn't let it happen. You had to score on the next drive, and really, you had to score a touchdown, and they did. We went down for 7 plays, 75 yards. Green was outstanding on that drive. 15 yards to Satania. I thought Isaiah, outside of the drop in the end zone, played a really good game. Then 2 passes.
Big catch 5. We got to give Broden some love. You know, that was a big catch by 5.
Yeah, he that was later on. That was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, sorry.
That was on a drive,
right,
I think, or later on in the third quarter, that was the drive where we ended with a field goal. But that should have been a moment you think to yourself, not only did he catch it, he got popped. Like for all the times where he's dropped a pass that's been right there or had it knocked out of his hands, he absolutely got swamped by the defensive back and held on. And then let everybody know it's first down. So still had that going for him, too.
You'd like to see him trust your running back. You know, we talked about missing some of those reads in the read option game. When you get in the red zone, it's give the ball to your run. Let your running back go. You know, let him get it, and I get it. He's trying to make a play. But, yeah, and then I wrote, 5, what a catch. Maybe that it just takes one, maybe to give him some confidence. Same thing to Armstrong, same drive. I mean, just back-to-back plays by those guys. And then Jaquindon Jackson kind of, if you wanted to say a quieter game, but, man, that dude falls forward, has vision, runs tough.
Catches it.
0 turnovers and 4 sacks on what's going on? How cool, to see the defense get 4 sacks, kind of the way they were dialing it up, and flying around, stopping the run a little bit, then being able to get 4 sacks and 0 turnovers. Man, I know that's one of the things we talked about, that you can't turn the ball over 3 times against Tennessee. Well, how about 0?
If you're craving something sweet and delicious, get on over to Andy's Frozen Custard at their Rogers Avenue location in Fort Smith. There's 2 locations in Conway at East Oak Street and Dave Ward Drive. Got another location in North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard. Anytime you're looking to cool or satisfy your sweet tooth, Andy's got you covered. And they've got the Pick 6. Take it home, mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat at Andy's Frozen Custard, Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith. Conway, 2 locations, East Oak Street and Dave Ward Drive, and JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custard, walk-up or drive-through, ready to serve you. We are ready to come back after a break and wrap up our second hour of halftime in just a moment.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
This is halftime.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Cabot Saturday, October 12th through Sunday, October 13th. On Saturday, doors are open from 9 a.m. to 5 and Sunday from 9 to 3. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, and police. Children 16 and under are free. American Patriot Promotions, providing the #1 gun shows in Arkansas. Check us out, AmericanPatriotPromotions.com for other events and details.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
It's Ty Richardson live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. I'm here with my friend Gail Rainwater. One of the many things you guys offer is tuxedo rental.
Yes, we do a great business of renting for weddings and proms. What sets us apart from most other places that rent clothing, you get to try it on. You come in, we measure you, try it on immediately. And the reason for that is we carry everything in stock. You get to check the fit immediately. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain? Or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I want to talk about their pizza today. The Goob Special with extra pepperoni and rib rub on top. The Parm Special with double mushroom and jalapenos. Don't forget about the bacon cheeseburger and everyone's favorite, the old trash can. Swing on by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Or give them a call at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Welcome back into Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
You got a couple of big games. We've got Major League playoffs continuing in the American League side of the division series. Tigers at Cleveland, Royals at the Yankees. Home teams lead those best-of-5 series 1-0. You got NFL football tonight on Monday night. Saints at the Chiefs. That'll be a good one right there. A couple of high-powered offenses. We'll see how Kansas City does without Rashee Rice.
I really do. I like both those quarterbacks, but that was a bad deal with Rice.
Saints coming in 2-2. Chiefs 4-0. As far as BetSaracen's concerned, they've got the Tigers and the Yankees as the favorite. Tigers on the road as a favorite. Yankees at home as the favorite by 1.5. And in the Monday night game, it's the Chiefs -5.5, -240 on the money line. Over-under's 43 today. And, of course, that's all on your BetSaracen app. And you can enjoy all of those games at Twin Peaks and Rogers as well. And why not ask about some of the bourbon out of their extensive collection of incredibly rare bourbons, whiskeys, and tequilas. Check out the Barrel Selects, handpicked by their team, bottled just for you. And going to have football and fireball as well, a match made in heaven. Got that going on all month long. Spice it up with a game day and a shot of their favorite cinnamon whiskey. That's Twin Peaks in Rogers. 29-degree draft beer made from scratch, fan favorites, and sports blasting from every angle. You can get your ultimate game day experience at Twin Peaks or online at twinpeaksrestaurant.com and get all those favorites to go. More TVs, bigger screens, and, of course, their scenic views. Always more to watch at Twin Peaks. All right, we'll have Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation in about 20 minutes for his thoughts on the Arkansas victory over the Tennessee Volunteers. You still have about an hour left to get your thoughts in on it. Heck, we'll be talking about it all week long. 877-377-6963. We're at the halfway point of the football season, and, man, you got to like where Arkansas sits. They got 6 games left, 3 games after the bye, then another bye, and then 3 more games. And you got to feel pretty good about not just bowl chances, but chances to make maybe a better bowl than some of you might have thought when the season started. We'll get to a lot of that and more as halftime continues into hour number 3 on ESPN Arkansas, the Hit That Line Now app as well. Mike Irwin comes up in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with always on energy. Visit AOGC.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, sunny, and it's going to be a little cooler as we warm up in the mid to upper 70s today. Mainly clear sky tonight, upper 40s to low 50s. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, a high mid to upper 70s. And then Wednesday, sunny skies, a high upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect it. If I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. My heart, dog. Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Name of one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back as we roll along on ESPN Arkansas and the Hit That Line Now app. 1 minute after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Phil Elson here along with Matt Jones. Colton Little, C45, will take over the producer's chair for the next 60 minutes. We'll be talking with Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation in just a little bit. So now's the time to get on if you want. 877-377-6963. Only one undefeated team left in the Southeastern Conference, Texas at 5-0, the number one team in the country. You're looking at undefeated teams in league play. There's A&M, Texas, and LSU. Longhorns and Tigers have only played one SEC game, though, so can't necessarily go by the standings page. A&M 3-0. That'll say a little something about the Aggies moving forward. What do we got coming up this week here, Matt? Tennessee, Florida. Not going to be a really good game. Georgia, Mississippi State. Not sure if that's any good. Vanderbilt gets to go on the road to play Kentucky. Talk about two of the biggest upsets that have happened in the SEC over the last 2 weeks. Kentucky's win at Ole Miss might even look even more impressive now that Ole Miss rolled at Columbia against South Carolina last Saturday. Kentucky is coming off of their bye. What else do we have?
Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that's a big one. And then the one that's kind of interesting to me, an undefeated team, number 4 Penn State, travels to Pasadena to take on the Trojans in a conference matchup.
Yeah, and USC, who beat them this last Saturday?
Like Minnesota or something. Like they.
No, Minnesota had a big upset. I knew that. Yeah, that's who it was. They beat USC 24-17. Washington upset Michigan 27-17. So it wasn't just the SEC where you had these upsets. Although third-ranked Ohio State rolled against Iowa and had no trouble, and Penn State had no trouble against UCLA. What about Ole Miss and LSU? That ought to be a good game too.
Yeah.
Heck, I mean, you're into those are the teams you're playing pretty much. I mean, in the next 3 games, you get LSU, and then you get Ole Miss after Mississippi State.
Ole Miss takes an L, Phil. They got Oklahoma, Arkansas, Georgia coming up. They could be out of the playoff. I mean, everybody's talking that could be the first team that drops the rope this year.
At least defensively, that's a really tough stretch. You got to give credit to Oklahoma defensively too, because I think that's where Arkansas took some of their cues for the Tennessee game. Sam said it post game. I mean, they watched the Oklahoma game, they took some notes from that, and so yeah, that the Ole Miss the next 3 games. You're right. Well, really the next 4 games. LSU defensively isn't great shakes, but Oklahoma is good. Arkansas is right now, I think, a scary defensive team to a lot of programs out there, and Georgia certainly as well. A&M is off this weekend. It's their first bye. They're just like Arkansas. They'll have 3 games, then a bye, then 3 more games. Again, I'm looking at A&M being 10-1 going into the Texas game, Matt. And who does Texas have left? I mean, they've got some tough ones coming up here. Red River rivalry, Georgia in Austin. Vanderbilt gets Texas in Nashville, so hey, maybe get ready to tear down the goalpost a second time. That'd be fun. That'd be worth rooting for. Then the Longhorns get a bye. Then it's Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, and A&M. Do you think you got more faith in A&M going into that game with 1 loss than maybe Texas now? It's a tough call.
Yeah, A&M, I think they have an easier schedule going forward than Texas does. That if that says anything. I mean, they do got to go to LSU. Well, no. The LSU comes to College Station. How about the fighting Rhett Lashleys, though, man? Going into Louisville and getting another one. I mean, you talk about looking around, you're always kind of keeping up, but that's unexpected. SMU 5-1 in the top 25 right now.
They've snuck into the polls, yeah. They have snuck in at number 25.
We beat LSU, we'll sneak in at 19, because you'll have a bye week and then you'll play LSU. Not only will we jump in, but if we beat LSU, we'll be in the top 20.
Well, I think they're ranked, if you're going to go by receiving votes, Arkansas got 17 votes. Looks like that would put them 6, 7, 8, 9, 31st in the nation. Vanderbilt's got more votes than Arkansas, Matt. Vanderbilt's got 26 votes coming their way. Yeah, you beat LSU. You'll get in the poll. That's right. We're about a month away, by the way, from the actual poll that matters finally coming out. This AP and coaches poll stuff, you can just forget about it once you get to the real poll that matters. Notre Dame has lost their sack leader for the season. Pass rusher Boubacar Traore, redshirt freshman, will be done for the rest of the year with a left knee injury. And I mean that's a team that's definitely got a shot at making it into the playoff 12. They keep winning. They get Stanford coming up. the Navy game with Notre Dame and Army. I mean, those two teams have combined to go 10-0. Those are not going to be easy games.
First time since 1945, I believe.
Easy to root for that, isn't it? Might be the toughest games left for
Your
Notre
boy
Dame.
Belichick is.
Yeah, and Saban too is talking about his connection to Navy on game day. By the way, I enjoyed watching game day, and I don't get a chance to watch it all the time because of the timing of the Razorback Learfield pregame show. But I watched about an hour and a half of game day at Berkeley, and folks that are I guess they're just pointing out like certain screenshots or snapshots of photos coming from the actual setup where they think that Saban, like, it's like, what have I done here? What am I doing here with this crazy guy Pat McAfee? I'm going to tell you what, Saban and McAfee make the show now. Like to me, those two guys are reasons to watch. I think Saban, he's so good at explaining what it is that he's seeing, but he's got a sense of humor. And like, I don't know, like I know McAfee has this clownish reputation. It's not just a reputation. I think it's well-deserved.
He's
in some
got a
cases.
WCW vibe to him.
Yes, but he also knows what he's talking about too. He also understands that he's an entertainer. He's not. I mean, you're not just there to break down X's and O's and everything. I mean that show Game Day is what it is because of the personalities that have made it that for all these years, and you got to find a way to move it forward. And I think they've done that. I actually think it's a fantastic production. It's too bad we couldn't have gotten it here to Fayetteville last week, but I think in Berkeley they did a really good show with it. They did a really good job with it. See, I mean, John says he doesn't like McAfee, thinks he's a tool, and I get it. Like maybe it's a bit of an acquired taste. Maybe it's the WCW quality that he brings. I mean, it's not. I mean, he can't do the exact same stuff that he does on the Pat McAfee show, because it's not his show. As far as I understand, ESPN just licenses the show from him. So you're basically watching like Pat McAfee productions on ESPN for the 3 or 4 hours of the show. But for game day, I think he fits in really well. And it's like a good cop, bad cop, Matt. Like, Saban would be the bad cop that every once in a while can flash a little smirk and show you got a little sense of humor. And then McAfee is the good cop who sometimes can also show you reasons why the police force hired him to begin with. I actually think the two of them together have some personality and some chemistry too.
I think they were showing the highlight of your boy Herbie when he took off after they made was it $600,000 kick?
I think they upped it to like $700,000. $100,000 for the student was going to be an extra $100,000 from McAfee to the charity, and then the $500,000
There
they
you
were
go.
getting. Yeah, Herb Street's running was pretty entertaining too. But the kid, that was a lot of pressure on those kicks, a lot of pressure, and he nailed it. Yeah, it's a good show. It was fun. I just like being able to watch it rather than have to get to the stadium so early.
What is the injury update? Do we have do we know how our kicker's doing?
I don't think you're going to get any kind of update. I think the only time you'll hear from Sam this week is Wednesday morning, the teleconference, which is, I mean, that's a timed thing. Like the press conferences, he has game week on Mondays. There's no artificial time limit. That's gone anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes. But the teleconference is only 10 minutes. That's it. And I think that's the only time he talks this week. So, yes, the first thing you got to know about is Taylor Green's health. The second thing I guess you wonder about in terms of health is place kicker. And I do wonder about this. It was another game where in the fourth quarter, you had Braylon Russell running the ball instead of Jackson. And in fact, he had more rushing yards than Jaquindon. And did they say that there were cramps or something, a reason why Jackson wasn't on the field for the go-ahead drive? But it does feel like each game, and look, he's such a hard runner.
I was going to say he leaves it all out on the field.
I don't mean this to be critical of Jaquindon Jackson at all, because he's a fantastic running back, and he plays so hard, and he plays physical. But it does look like he needs plays off, more so than your usual bell cow, I guess. And Russ, that's why Watching Braylon Russell sort of grow into what he's, I think, going to grow into, which is a star running back, you couldn't have picked a better time for something like that to happen.
He's a beast. And running back is by committee, and Jaquindon Jackson absolute leaves it out on the field. You just happy to have him. I was pulling for DeBinion too. He had 3 carries, all positive yard. I mean, 3 touches, had a catch with 2 carries, but everything was very positive. 5 yards, 6, kept it going. So hopefully, if he can kind of be that third guy, because he catches the ball, he's a veteran. But yeah, Russell, he reminds me so much of Moss at A&M. Their big back they have, kind of an Eddie George style, almost like a Jerome Bettis. So, like, dude is just an absolute beast.
My dad texted during the game. You can always tell from somebody's era. He called Russell Larry Zonka.
I love it. It's John Riggins. Yeah, he's got it going, man. Russell's he's a beast.
He needs that little U-shaped bar at the top of the face mask that just only protrudes for like an extra inch or so. That's it.
And a push broom mustache.
Oh, that would work well. All right, quick break here on Halftime. We talk with Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation in just a moment. It's halftime.
And land it.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
This is halftime. ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Bow season is underway, and Jelco Outdoors has all your archery and hunting equipment to help you bag that big buck. Select new compound bows by Bowtech, Elite, and Hoyt. Save $200 off. Beartech crossbow packages, now only $329.99. Save $200 off select Raven crossbows, clothing, boots, tree stands, saddle equipment, feeders, nut grub, and grunt calls. Jelco has it all for you. Good luck and safe hunting. And remember, a great hunt begins at Jelco Outdoors.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. And you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
Need a reason to smile? River Valley Smile Center can give you one. We're a comprehensive dental practice located in the heart of Fort Smith. From cosmetic dentistry, implants to sedation, we have everything you need for a brighter, healthier smile. Find out why we've been voted the River Valley's best of the best winner by giving us a call at 479-646-0706. That's 479-646-0706.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I'll keep your eyes on the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road, your hands upon the wheel. Yeah, we're going to the roadhouse, gonna have a good time.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Got a chance to talk with Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation now here on Halftime. Always appreciate Mike's time on a Monday, especially after an Arkansas victory. Mike, good afternoon. How are you?
A lot better than I was last week at this time. So.
You and everybody else listening right now. The sun is brighter today. Hey, it's just, what can you say? Beating the number 4 team in the country at home is going to take everybody basically pulling in the same direction. Defense played lights out. I thought the offense played well enough to win. Might have left a few points out there, but where do you want to start?
Well, some people are asking what was different because it still looked a lot like the other games. Did they just get lucky? And I said, you do have to have some fortunate things happen in a game like that. It would be the same way if Tennessee had won it. They'd had to have a few breaks here and there. But the big difference was no turnovers. This we see, and we knew this, but we see with this defense, you can beat just about anybody, and Sam Pittman said this after the game, if you don't give them gifts. So I think moving forward, maybe this will emphasize that. You don't always have to go down and score a touchdown. Maybe you can kick a few field goals. Maybe you can go for it on fourth and not make it. But if you've got that defense behind you, you've got a shot as long as you don't give points away.
Mike, somebody that's really coming on is Satania. I wanted to get your thoughts on him, and then also I wanted to get your thoughts on the backup quarterback coming in that moment, not letting the moment be too big for him. What would you give him his grade? What would you give the backup quarterback's grade?
Well, I give him a B+ anyway. And for one thing, clearly that's the most difficult position you could ever be in a big game like that. At home in front of all those people, you're trying to do the right thing. I think the best thing he did early on when things weren't going right is he did not turn the ball over. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing he couldn't have done. And I think the longer he was out there without mistakes like that, the more confident he got. And then I think you got to give a lot of credit to Bobby Petrino. I think he saw what was happening and came up with some plays that were makeable. That little tunnel screen, some called it a bubble screen, looked like a tunnel screen to me, but that got him going. And then, Braylon Russell being out there, some people have said, well, they let him do that. I think they let Singleton score, and I think that was a wrong decision, by the way. But I don't think it had anything to do with Braylon Russell. He was the one that got them in a position to kick that field goal. So that's Petrino calling the right plays, doing the right things. And I was just impressed. I was impressed with, I think most people thought when Taylor Green got hurt, here we go again. We had a chance, and now this happens. And they just managed to overcome that.
Do you think this is the best that this defense can play, or is there another gear?
Well, I think that's pretty good. I mean, considering who they played, I mean, I don't think you're going to see very many teams holding Tennessee to 14 points. So maybe a little better, but where the room for improvement is now is with the offense, and especially if Green can come back. I mean, that's the one thing, kind of a little bit of a question mark. You got everybody saying, well, he seemed to be okay walking around after the game, and Pittman didn't seem to be that worried. But there's, you know, we don't have the SEC protocol this week on injuries because they're not playing anybody, and we didn't have a press conference today. So I don't know how long it's going to be until they assess what the situation is, but it's good that you've got an off week. If all it is a hyperextended knee and he just needs rest, then it happened at the right time. But that's where the improvement hopefully will come from now. These guys now understand, okay, all we have to do is not turn the ball over. With our defense, we can be really good.
The game plan gets so much credit here for very good reason, but you couldn't have had the game plan from Travis Williams if you didn't have a defense and personnel that are versatile and can do a number of things. And just thinking about how well Jaden Johnson and Danico Slaughter both played against the run and covered when they had to. Heck, you had Nico DeValier dropping back into coverage every once in a while. You had Landon Jackson faking as if he was rushing. It's just it's just you could even see in the way that they recruited after the spring season was over out of the portal. They were looking for players that were versatile defenders, and it just felt like that was really on display this last weekend.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been very noticeable ever since he was hired before last season as the defensive coordinator, is how well Travis Williams and his staff, how well they recruit and how well they use the portal. And again, up until about 2 weeks ago, there were all these complaints. They're not putting pressure on anybody, But, well, Taylor Green may have had some pressure on him in that game from Tennessee. I guarantee you Arkansas's defense was putting a lot of pressure on them. You had 4 sacks in that game. You had 4 thrown for lost plays. They were really coming after these guys. But at the same time, they didn't give up a bomb, and that's usually what happens when you take a risk like that. You run the risk of giving up the big one, and we all kept thinking, oh, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Well, it did happen on one running play, but they didn't get beat deep by one of the best passing quarterbacks in the SEC.
Mike, is Armstrong the best receiver we've had since Traylon Burks? Because it seems like one thing that we can count on each week is for Armstrong to win his matchup.
Oh man, he's been such a force with this team, and I remember seeing when he committed, I'm going, A&M Commerce, really? And you just realize you can't look at where some guy comes from and make assumptions about a guy, because he's really had an impact. And as good as he is, you just hope Taylor Green continues to develop where he can distribute that ball a little better, because he's still got it. He's still learning. And I'm convinced more and more every week that he's going to be back next year. I think he's got some real talent, but some of it is still not developed. He's still looking off of receivers that are wide open, just either doesn't see them or he's not sure. And to know that he's got such a margin for improvement, and if he achieves that, how much better this team is going to be, I think that's positive.
Well, and then there's the other question you got to go into this bye week wondering about, will he be able to go against LSU? Like, all of us are probably just surprised that he survived that
Look
hit
nasty
to be able to walk off the field and come back for a play. That was a really bad low hit on his knee, and it looked terrible. And sometimes you don't know the extent of those injuries. So I know whenever it is that they're going to get him tested, we're all waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, when I was in high school, we were getting ready to play a game. We always looked at the opposing team. On Sunday, they had a film. You had to send a film to a team that you were about to play. And we were playing this team, and they had one of the best 2A quarterbacks in the state. He was really fast. He ended up with a scholarship at the University of Texas, but didn't really pan out. because he got that same type of hit. In this case, they're just saying it was a hyperextension. In his case, it tore all of his ligaments, and in those days, in the mid-'60s, they couldn't repair knees like they do now. And he was done effectively. He got a scholarship, but he never really panned out. So it is a scary-looking injury when you bend that knee backwards like that. And so until we hear something definitive, you got to be a little bit apprehensive about that. And I would also say this. They talk about targeting and all this stuff. Where's the rule on that? Because to me, that is about it, maybe worse than targeting. Yes, you don't involve the head, but, you can tear somebody's knee to shreds hitting them like that.
Just from the kind of the perspective from looking down from the clouds, first win over top 5 team since 2007. LSU first win at home against top 5 since 1999. It's 2 days after the game. What does this win mean for this program under Sam Pittman?
Well, what it means, and I'd never really seen anything like this in the internet age. We have a group of fans on the internet, and I've always defended their right to believe whatever they want, but they had started, in my opinion, to affect the media. I had started to see some, especially internet-based media, where it's almost like they're trying to get clicks because they're saying things like Pittman is in deep trouble. If they don't win this game, this could be this could happen. And this takes all the pressure off because I promise you, he's coming back. And I think what it did, if you're objective, maybe you weren't sure, but if you were objective, I think what you now see is that he has made a lot of improvement with this team in just one season. And then when you go back and look at what they were really complaining about, he had a tremendous recovery in that COVID year under very difficult circumstances. There were 2 games they could have won. The LSU game where Arkansas had their D-line wiped out with COVID. Those guys weren't playing. You had the Auburn game, which they actually won and had taken away from them. Could have very easily won 5 games in that tough SEC schedule in 2020. Then you come back in 2021 and have that really good season. And honestly, in 2022, if KJ Jefferson is not hurt, they could win 9 games that year, maybe even 10. So the only blemish there is last year. But that was being put on the back of this team. It was like those people were grabbing Arkansas's players by their shoes and holding them and dragging them. And hopefully that's all gone now, because he's not. If you think you're going to run him out of here, it's not happening. It's just not happening.
Don't you feel like we're seeing the effect of the transfer portal on the idea of parity in the SEC?
Yes.
It's utter chaos, and the portal and NIL go together, and the way that NIL is being used right now, it's not good for college football. In the future, when there's guide rails and actual rules that people follow by this, maybe it will be good. But in terms of the portal and the player movement, the SEC would not have the current parity. Arkansas would not be as this much better as it looks like they were from last year without the transfer portal. Vandy doesn't beat Alabama without it.
Yeah, it's the one silver lining in an otherwise mess. And here's the reason why. Yes, those teams like Alabama and Tennessee and some of those with more money, they may get more 5 stars out of the portal. They may get what looks like better players, but they can't get everybody. And so the ones that get overlooked a little bit, they end up at places like Arkansas, and we know that you can't judge people by their stars. Andrew Armstrong is a great example of that. So if you can go out and find those guys, you can be better than maybe you were going to be. And I think this is one of the reasons why we've got parity, so much so in the SEC. Now, look, some of that with Vanderbilt, I don't think it could. I told people, if you are up for a job, don't take a job at Alabama after Nick Saban. You want to be the guy that replaces the guy that replaces Nick Saban, because when you start getting compared to him, you will come out short. And now what everybody's saying is, oh, no discipline. They will overlook the opponent. You had that one kid at the end of the game that refused to come out, even though he was out of control. And now, all of a sudden, it doesn't look good there. I think back to the two Mikes before Nick Saban and what a mess Alabama was then. Now, are we headed back in that direction? I don't know, but that's one of the reasons that Alabama lost that game. They just overlooked the opponent.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be South Carolina this Saturday again in Tuscaloosa. Let's just put it that way. Mike, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on. We'll do it again next week.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike Irwin, Pig Trail Nation, with us each Monday on Halftime. We're brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, right next to Baum. If you haven't loaded up on all your Razorback gear halfway through the football season, basketball's coming up in a month, baseball's just a few months away, get over to the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Got everything you need for tailgating, game day, man cave, she shed, dorm room. It won't get any more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. They're local, family, alumni-owned and operated. Call Robert, Elizabeth, or Matt at 479-STADIUM, or stop by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Let them know we sent you at ESPN Arkansas, and you can go online to shoponrazorback.com. Call us, text us, 877-377-6963. Home stretch of a Monday, and halftime is right back.
Last issue. Chaz Michael Michaels is figure skating.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidde. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators,
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
the last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidde and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
At GNC, we know motivation can come from anywhere. You could be at the gym, totally focused on yourself and your own goal. You refuse to be gym-intimidated. Maybe you're on a weight loss journey, a new path to change your life. Nothing's gonna stop you. Or maybe you're putting in overtime on those booty goals. No shame in getting those gains round back. You could just be out to prove that when it comes to pickleball, you are a pickle baller. No matter what motivates you, we have the fuel to keep you going. Fuel your fitness at GNC.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Is your roof leaking? Do you have hail or wind damage? Is it just looking old and worn out? If so, you need to call Hoghead Roofing, a family-owned and operated roofing company where the #1 customer is you. They will give you their honest opinion on whether your roof needs replaced or repaired. They have folks that have worked on the insurance side so they can assist with all claims. Licensed, insured, and ready to serve you. Call Hoghead Roofing today at 479-522-0840. God bless.
You never know what you will walk up on or find over the hill at the Tackle Box. For almost 50 years, the Tackle Box has been your home for hunting and fishing supplies and some of the best outdoor stories. Whether guns, ammo, fishing supplies, or home decor, come back and see them again. They even buy your old fishing tackle or guns. The Tackle Box, your sports store for hunting, fishing, firearms, and more. 3001 0 Street, Fort Smith, 646-3193.
The adventure starts at the Tackle Box for sportsmen just like you.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great Pastor Appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
Oh no, what happened to your windshield?
I had an accident. I'm definitely going to have to get a new one.
You should call Mr. Autoglass on Towson Avenue.
I have to be careful. I have all this technology in my windshield.
Technology?
Yes, things like adaptive cruise, rain sensing wipers, and lane assistant.
Well, the folks over at Mr. Autoglass can definitely calibrate all of that for you. They are super friendly and fast. You should give them a call.
What's that number?
782-4441.
Okay, I'll give Mr. Autoglass a call. 782-4441.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Whiskey bottle, brand new car, oak tree in my way. There's too much coke and too much smoke. Look what's going on inside you. Ooh, that smell.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Biggest blowout of the college football weekend, Matt, was Tulane 71, UAB 20. Your boy Trent Dilfer's not doing too well over there in Birmingham right now. The fan base is up in arms. They're ticked at him for some things he said. Basically, I think he said something to the effect of, "This isn't Alabama," when his grandson came up to his press conference, because there were only two writers in there, and he actually said that. "This isn't Alabama," into a microphone. Looked like there were dozens of people inside the stadium in Birmingham for this loss, 71-20, and UAB really struggling. They haven't won since they beat Alcorn State. Of course, losses to Monroe, Arkansas, Navy, and Tulane, and the closest loss they have is against Arkansas. Since then, they've lost to Navy 41-18, and then the 51-point loss to Tulane. Still, that is a far cry from what is the most lopsided game in college football history, which today is the anniversary. In 1916, Georgia Tech 222, Cumberland nothing.
Who's your
an actual final score of a college football game in 1916? 222-0.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain had 100. Who's your top three right now? Because I look at the top five, and last week it was real SEC heavy, Phil. Now there's only one SEC team in the top four. Are you who would be your top three right now?
Well, the top three are Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon, and that doesn't matter at all because Ohio State and Oregon are playing this weekend.
They play this weekend?
That's this weekend in Eugene.
There you go.
That's right. You have three top four teams that are out of the Big Ten. Penn State, Oregon, Ohio State. One of them's about to fall off. Let's see. You'd have to put Texas ahead of everybody else for the moment. Their win at Michigan, I think, means a lot. But you still don't really know all that much about them. Outside of Michigan, they haven't played anybody. And I'm not sure if they're playing, Mississippi State, and it's not really playing anybody. We'll find out about them this weekend against Oklahoma. Ohio State, Oregon, you find out a lot about them this game. That's the Big Ten's Alabama-Georgia game from the week before.
You wonder if Oregon can keep up with the physicality of Ohio State. That's kind of, do they have enough speed? Which Oregon usually does have enough speed, but yeah, best 1-2 in as far as running backs right now. Ohio State, man, they're tough. I have no problem with them being number two.
I know so often you're looking at margin of victory when it comes to who to rank number one when there's this many 5-0, or in Miami's case 6-0 teams. Miami, though, you think about how close they came. They trailed nearly that entire game at Berkeley. What was it, 25-point deficit that they came back from in the second half?
I didn't think they could do it.
It was really entertaining Ward looked tremendous when they had that comeback. Louisville's coming up next after a bye for Miami, then Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse. Louisville's the toughest test of those teams that are left. You very well could end up looking, because if there is an undefeated Miami team, and right now, I mean, Texas is the only undefeated SEC team. It's like the value of a loss. It depends on where the loss comes from. Georgia's loss to Alabama is the best loss in the SEC for right now. Alabama's loss at Vanderbilt is not the same thing as Georgia losing in Tuscaloosa. Texas losing to Oklahoma, that's not the same as Alabama losing to Vanderbilt. Of course, they get Georgia the next week, so it's, I don't know who I'd rank 1 through 3 at the moment, quite honestly. I think you got to wait until, that's why I love that the poll that matters comes out in November. That's when you really have a body of work to go by.
Well, Tennessee, Alabama come up here in a couple weeks. So, yeah, it is going to play itself out a little bit.
Who do you think?
You wonder if Penn State's a little overrated. I think it's Texas, Ohio State right now, 1-2. If you were to ask me if Oregon and Penn State were going to play Georgia in a neutral site, I'd take Georgia. So I guess Georgia would be my third, because I would take them over Miami. I think Georgia would have my third place vote.
So let's see. Ohio State's best win right now, I guess, would be either of the last 2 games, Michigan and Iowa, 2 blowout victories. Penn State, their best win is beating Illinois 21-7. So it's like, I mean, we can go by the eye test, and I haven't watched either of these teams enough to have any sense of it. You'll find out about Ohio State soon. Oregon, Nebraska, Penn State over the next 3 games.
Nebraska,
and the Oregon and Penn State games are on the road. And they also got to look, they're playing Indiana, the fighting Kurt Signettis. All of a sudden, Indiana is a real team to watch out for, right? They're undefeated. Michigan, too, is, of course, who Ohio State finishes with.
Iowa State, are you buying into the Cyclones?
I don't know enough about the Cyclones, but there it is, an undefeaated team at 5-0, the only Big 12 team, well, one of 2 Big 12 teams. That
BYU, oh my goodness.
But all of this is all going to come out in the wash at some point soon. October is where the college football season really begins to take shape. Like you get a few games in September that give you a sense of one team against another. That's why Alabama, Georgia in September was like crazy to think that a game of that magnitude is being played that early in the season. That was Texas, Alabama last year. You're playing, there's so many cupcakes and group of 5 teams that you end up playing out of the Power 5 or Power 4 schools that you still don't really know what it is that you're watching over the first 4 or 5 weeks. Get into October, now you're playing in your league. Now it's SEC against SEC, Big 10 against Big 10, Big 12 against Big 12, ACC against ACC. Now you really start to get a sense of what this season will begin to look like. That's why the whole idea, and I understand why we do polls, why we do writers' polls and coaches' polls. For one thing, those used to be the things that decided the championships. So you had to show from the start of the season where everybody stood, where they knew where they stood. But it makes no sense whatsoever when you're dealing with a playoff and you literally don't know what you have over the first 5 weeks. You might think you do, but you really don't. That's why I love the way that they actually do the playoff voting. Georgia Tech gained 922 yards. Cumberland gained negative 42 in that game. Cumberland had disbanded their football team before the season started, but for some reason put a football team together just for that one game. You know who coached Georgia Tech in that game? Johnny Heisman. Yeah, the guy that the trophy is named for. 222-0. Never see a football game like that. 30-3 is the worst score in Major League Baseball history. And I think, 70-0 in the 1940 NFL championship game? Chicago, the winner. Those are the worst 2 NFL and Major League Baseball final scores. You'll never see 222-0 again.
Hey, when you see Johnny Football in the hall, you tell him he had a good game.
Yeah. and ask him, can you get to 222? I don't think any team could actually make it to 222. Chris in Springdale says if Arkansas wins out, we're in the playoffs.
These are true words.
It's absolutely true. If Arkansas finishes 12-2, and at that point you got wins over Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas, Mizzou, all those teams are ranked.
Whoa, that's a gauntlet right there.
Don't slip up in Starkville. don't. Chris, did that feel good to imagine that for a moment? You get 2 weeks until the next game. Let that imagination run wild, my friend. Because the one thing I keep thinking about, too, is you really can't always take last week's performance to next week. It doesn't always work that way. College sports, right? Just because you look bad one week doesn't mean you're going to look bad the next week. It works the other way around, too. We just saw Arkansas at their best. They're going to find a way to stay there for a while. Come back on halftime, wrap the show up right after this.
McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
This is halftime.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Come celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Alma. Crabtree RV Center is having their big fall sale October 10th through the 13th. There will be special pricing and door prizes along with our experienced, knowledgeable staff to help you pick the perfect RV for your family. Come see why we've been voted the best of the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas. So mark your calendars for October 10th through the 13th and don't miss out on the big fall sale. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
AAA Business Systems is your printer, copier, and production print solutions provider. What makes AAA unique? Ricoh, Sharp, and Brother Equipment. Fast, friendly service from our office technology experts. All-inclusive service contracts, managed IT services, and 4 locations statewide. AAA Business Systems. Find us online at AAABM.com. AAA Business Systems. Anything else is just a copy.
The tailgating scene on a perfect fall day in the natural state. Calling the Hogs with 75,000 plus as the Razorbacks run through the A. And all the things you love about football game days are near. Football season tickets are now on sale for marquee matchups against LSU, Ole Miss, and longtime rival and new SEC foe, Texas.
Slant, caught, touchdown, Arkansas.
Experience game day on the Hill and secure your seat and tailgating space by visiting ArkansasRazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment, 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call them at 479-242-1406.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Just want to say
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Well, another hurricane is in the Gulf. Hurricane Milton, Category 5 right now. Looks like a couple of days is when it is going to barrel right into Tampa Bay. Looks like it could be really, really scary. I see photos right now of Tropicana Field being readied as a disaster shelter for folks. We've got, and it looks like hundreds, if not thousands, of cots and little beds laid out in the outfield only, not in the infield, so that some folks have a place to try to get away from this awful hurricane, which is barreling towards Tampa Bay. It's not a great ballpark, but it certainly will work as a shelter. I do wonder why they're not allowing any of the beds on the infield, because I mean you could fit another, I don't know, a few dozen more beds on the infield, but they're not letting them do it. It's not like it's real grass.
How's the Mets Phillies series going?
Oh,
1-1. There you go.
Yeah. I got to be honest. Like, I have not watched. I have to. I am being a really bad baseball fan these days, Matt. I didn't watch on Saturday.
But you're being a great father. I mean, you're being able to hang out, watching, got the football going on.
Well, we've got Little League baseball tonight from the Nationals playing again. So that just means my daughter will be at the Little League game watching the Chiefs and the Saints on her phone, and complaining that she has to watch it. She'll probably bring her iPad with her so she can watch that one.
I'm scared you've noticed how each team, the football is almost a little bit different color. Like, like every team that you like, we're all playing with the same football, but it's how they, deflate-gate it up.
Do they ever rub anything on the balls? I mean, is it like you rub mud on the baseballs? Is there anything that's put on a football?
So during camp, you'll bring out 100 footballs, and each 3 days you'll practice with a set of footballs for 3 days, and then you put a new rotation in there. So there's a process to it.
Yeah, well, she's still planning on doing her science project on Deflategate, which means that next year I'll force her to do a science project on why the knuckleball does what it does. This is going to be great. Every year there'll be a new science project about some sort of physical force on the ball that's being used. And then 2 years from now, it'll be why you need just a little bit of rotation on your shot on a free throw. This is great. Dad gets to handle education. She's not even homeschooled, Matt. Almost feels like she should be. Yeah, but she'll give you a text or a call about why the ball was deflated. For those who don't know, she's doing her science project on Deflategate. And I did absolutely nothing to have a daughter that likes football this much.
Well, in basketball, you use the same ball. Baseball, you use the same baseball, but in golf and football, everybody has their own. It's a little different.
We'll have another ball tomorrow. Does that sound good? Since it's a whole week of celebrating Arkansas versus Tennessee. Woo! Woo! We did get our few woos in today. Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast will be ready to go very soon. It will include just about everything from the show today outside of Big Keith's really bad dad joke, which I requested was removed from the show. We'll have our talk with Mike Irwin on that as well. Make sure you stay tuned for Ruskin and Zach coming up in just a few minutes. For Matt Jones, for C45, for Kristen Johnston, I'm Phil Elson. Thanks for listening. Get up, get out, get better.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart